Ivana Trump, a woman who once commanded the world's attention with her grace, elegance, and undeniable resilience, spent her final months grappling with pain, isolation, and the weight of personal loss. In the last stages of her life, she withdrew from the public eye, quietly battling health issues that few were aware of. Her death, though deeply tragic, wasn't the only moment that drew the world's gaze. Her funeral, too, held a remarkable twist. Amid the mourners, one unexpected guest stood out, leaving those in attendance in shock. To fully understand the significance of this surprise, we must first take a closer look at the complex web of relationships and personalities that defined Ivana Trump's life. Ivana Marie Zelnikovya's story began in an obscure part of the world, in Gottwaldov, a small town hidden within what was then Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic. Born on February 20th, 1949, Ivana's early years were shaped by a mixture of love and strict discipline. Her father, Milos Zelnicek, an electrical engineer, instilled in her the value of hard work, while her mother, Marie Zelnikova, balanced her career as a telephone operator with the nurturing care of her children. From a young age, Ivana stood apart. By the age of 4, she was already skiing with a precision that astonished adults around her. Her father recognized her raw talent early on, becoming her first and most demanding coach. In a time when the Soviet regime imposed severe restrictions, dreams of a life beyond the Iron Curtain seemed unattainable. But for Ivana, skiing was her escape, a way to break free and explore the world outside her small town. By her teenage years, her skills on the slopes had earned her a spot on the Czechoslovakian junior national ski team, a prestigious position that allowed her to travel beyond the country's confines. These formative years taught Ivana one of the most important lessons of her life, the power of determination, a trait that would come to define her journey. Yet Ivana was never just about sports. A fierce desire to improve herself intellectually led her to enroll at Charles University in Prague, where she earned a master's degree in physical education by 1972. Her intellectual ambition, however, did not overshadow her desire to be in the spotlight. In 1970, she made a brief but memorable appearance on Czechoslovak television in a children's series called Pantau, signaling her flair for the limelight. Despite these impressive academic and athletic accomplishments, Ivana's life wasn't without controversy. In 1988, she claimed to have been an alternate for the Czechoslovak ski team at the 1972 Winter Olympics, focusing on downhill and slalom events. While this added to her mystique, further investigation revealed that no records existed to support her claim, and the country hadn't even sent female alpine skiers to those games. This example of Ivana's ability to craft her own narrative was just one of many throughout her life. In 1971, Ivana made a strategic decision that would shape her future. She married Alfred Winkelmeyer, an Austrian ski instructor. This marriage wasn't born from love but from ambition, allowing Ivana to gain Austrian citizenship and leave Czechoslovakia without the stigma of defection. It was a calculated move, and though their union was short-lived, it served its purpose, giving her the freedom to seek new opportunities abroad. By 1972, she had already filed for divorce and set her sights on a new chapter. Her next stop was Montreal, where she experienced a whirlwind of romance, tragedy, and reinvention. She became romantically involved with lyricist and playwright George Stell, only to lose him to a tragic car accident in 1973. Despite this heartbreaking loss, Ivana's resilience remained unshaken. She moved in with George Siravaka, a man who had defected to Canada and owned a ski boutique in Montreal. Ivana claimed they were married, though they never formally tied the knot. Life in Montreal was not easy, but Ivana was determined to make it work. She worked as a ski instructor, took up modeling, and enrolled in night courses at McGill University to improve her English, all while modeling for clients like Eaton's department store and designer OS. It was during a modeling assignment in New York City in 1976 that Ivana crossed paths with Donald Trump, an ambitious real estate mogul who would change her life forever. Though Ivana was still involved with someone in Montreal and wasn't looking for a relationship, Donald's relentless pursuit eventually won her over. After months of extravagant gestures, including sending her 100 roses and surprising her at a runway show, he invited her to Aspen, where on New Year's Eve, he boldly declared, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Caught up in the moment, Ivana agreed, and their marriage on April 9, 1977, was nothing short of a spectacle. The wedding at the Marble Collegiate Church in New York City was attended by high society, marking the beginning of Ivana's entry into a world of immense wealth and ambition. Her marriage to Donald Trump brought both family and business into sharp focus. Their first child, Donald Jr., was born on December 31, 1977, and Ivana quickly became a key player in Donald's expanding real estate empire. Appointed as Vice President of Interior Design at the Commodore Hotel, which would later become the Grand Hyatt, Ivana's keen eye for design was central to the hotel's transformation. As her influence grew, Ivana also played a major role in the development of Trump Tower, where her design sense became synonymous with luxury and grandeur. By the late 1980s, cracks began to form in the couple's personal life. Their once powerful marriage unraveled when Ivana confronted Donald's mistress, Marla Maples, in Aspen in 1989, a dramatic encounter that soon became tabloid fodder. Despite efforts to keep up appearances for the sake of their children, the marriage ultimately ended in a highly publicized and bitter divorce in 1992. Though Ivana accused Donald of abuse and even rape, she walked away with a significant financial settlement and a prominent place in the public eye, even continuing to maintain a civil relationship with Donald for the sake of their children. Ivana's life after Donald was marked by several more relationships, each of which reflected her strong will and desire to love again. Her second marriage to Italian entrepreneur Riccardo Mazzucchelli in 1995 ended after just 20 months, followed by a brief but passionate romance with Italian aristocrat Count Rocco Guttadoro, whose tragic death in 2005 left Ivana heartbroken. In her final years, Ivana withdrew from public life, facing significant health challenges and enduring personal loss. A fall at a restaurant exacerbated her physical ailments, and she became increasingly isolated, even as the world continued to remember her as a glamorous figure. In her last months, she focused primarily on her family, with her health deteriorating after the death of her former husband, Rossano Rubicondi, in 2021. On July 14, 2022, Ivana's life came to an untimely end. Though initial reports suggested a heart attack, it was later revealed that she had tragically fallen down the stairs in her townhouse. Her death was ruled an accident, leaving those closest to her devastated. On July 20th, 2022, a funeral was held in her honor at St. Vincent Ferrer Roman Catholic Church in New York City, with Ivana's 3 children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, paying their final respects. But it was the unexpected appearance of Ivana Trump, Donald Jr.'s ex-wife, that captured the attention of those in attendance. Despite a tumultuous past, Vanessa's presence spoke to the lasting influence Ivana had on everyone she met, demonstrating that even in death, her legacy would endure. As her family and friends bid her farewell, it was evident that Ivana Trump's life had left an indelible mark, not only on her children and the empire she helped shape, but also on the lives of all who had known her.